Good morning. I'm back. It's Saturday morning. I was gone for a couple days, had some blood work, went out of town, had a night at a retreat led by my beloved. And now I'm back to Love Morning. So let's see how it goes when we start with the song. Dun, 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 dun. I love this format because you can't get it wrong. Dun, 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 dun. Picking up words like they're pedals on the road. Dun, 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 dun. Grabbing those flowers, don't know where they go. Dun, 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 dun. It's time to raise our attitude. So let's share some gratitude. Welcome to Love Morning. Hi, it's John. Good to see you, Jason. Good morning. Great morning to you. Oh, well, I am filled with gratitude. What are you grateful for? I am grateful that my eczema has cleared up. I'm a little stressed, not stressed. I'm a little because I think it was coffee. I think I cut out coffee and stimulants, and that explains why I kind of was. But I'm super grateful. I love looking in the mirror and not having rashes, and I love not itching, and I love not constantly having flakiness. Like I stopped purchasing black T-shirts because I'm so often I'm just flaking. Not that there isn't a super cool like status upliftment when you have flakes of skin all over your shoulders, but I don't want to lean on a crutch like that. I want to be liked for me, not just because of my trail of breadcrumbs I leave wherever I go. Good morning, Paul. Yeah, good to see you. Good morning. Happy Saturday. And good morning, Hope. Good morning. Good morning, Peter. Did you catch that song? It had some traces of goodness in it. Good morning, Mingle. I love you too. Good morning, Valerie. Hello, good to see you. Happy Saturday. Valerie is grateful for spring flowers and wildlife in Ohio. Ah, nice. Peter says, "You don't know how happy that we are that we don't have to look at your eczema." Haha. Thanks, Peter. Well, I know that I think the compression works to my advantage with streaming. If this was recorded in 4K and you're watching this on a big screen on YouTube, you might be like, "Ay, ay, ay." Kind of itches just looking at your face. At least that's the kind of thing that would go through my head. And so it actually affects my ability to, yes, it does affect my ability to feel comfortable being present with people. It kind of goes to that, like my old feelings of when I was in high school and when my face would be breaking out and I'd have like really terrible looking skin. I had a hard time wanting to be social and wanting to have conversations with people in person because I didn't want them looking at my face close up. So it's a good practice for me. And it has been a good practice for me to have to get over it, which I'm not over it, but it's a practice. Good morning, Hope says, I am grateful that we caught skin cancer early and it was surgically removed this week. Grateful to know they got it early. Oh, that is wonderful news. Thank you, Hope. Mingle says, I have gratitude to finally be back in my soft bed in San Francisco after a week of amazing travel from Little Rock and DC. Yay. Well, it was such nice to get your communication from the road and see you with Lisa. So it was really cool. I'm really grateful for the experience of the eclipse, less so the eclipse, but how unifying it was, as so many people I knew were talking about it or making efforts to see it in the totality, or the efforts that they made on that day. So there's this really beautiful feeling of connection that I experienced through that. Everyone was experiencing this phenomenon together. It was kind of like there's that romantic thing that lovers do when you're far away and you go outside, look up at that moon. I'm looking at that same moon. That same moon is shining down at me as it's shining down at you. Even though we're physically apart, we're sharing this moon. And that's exactly what happened, for the whole country that was engaged. And it was, I really felt this beautiful unification. So grateful for that. Paul says, I am grateful for these longer spring days. So energizing. Yes, absolutely. I too. I love a little sunshine. It's like this perfect balance right now where I like the sunshine when it's still a little cool outside. Like yesterday it was overcast here and I liked it. I spent the yesterday morning and the night the afternoon before, I spent a night in Boulevard, California, which is an hour east. There's this beautiful retreat center, beautiful. And it was awesome there, but it was warm when I got there on Thursday afternoon, to like on the edge of me being like, oh, uncomfortable. I've been thinking about that lately. Like what's up with this teeny tiny window of comfort that I feel, that how I so quickly get irritable when I'm overheated. Good morning, 13th Crenshaw. Good morning, Juan. Man, 13th Crenshaw says, imagine a solar eclipse at Burning Man. Totally. In fact, Mark Day, who has been creating all sorts of wacky AI Burning Man videos and I guess videos lately, he did a whole series of imagery from Burning Man, the eclipse at Burning Man, that were clearly AI and wacky, but yeah, that would be amazing. I mean, I've been at Burning Man when there's like a double rainbow, and that actually I had that multiple times. Well, there was a rainbow after the rains this year that was just incredible, and there was a double rainbow the year that I put Grandpa's ashes at Burning Man 2007, and yeah, like that. But a phenomenon like a solar eclipse would be. Imagine totality at Burning Man. That would, people would start flying, I think. We did have a overcast one year. That was cool. All right, 13th Crenshaw saying it's his 10th year to go to Burning Man. This would be my 26th, I believe. Right now, I am at a less than 50% chance that I'm going to go. I've not made plans. I've not secured a spot with Pink Heart. I have not been making efforts to make sure the Hugmobile can go. I have not been planning on it, which is it's an interesting place for me to be, considering how much of my life used to revolve around Burning Man. I was joking with Lisa, like how a huge part of my relationship is in my life right now, and I was like, you better. I can't remember how I said it. It was like, you better be careful. Like, I've given up Burning Man for you. I've given up drugs for you. I've given up narcissism for you. Which is not true. I didn't give any of those up for her. But my path of healing has involved me letting go of many of the things that formed my identity. Hi, Michelle. Good morning. Good morning. Yes, I'm not feeling the call to really dedicate myself to go to the burn and to the work that's required in advance and on Playa, especially as part of a big theme camp. I would like to maybe show up for a little bit, And so that's why I say it's not a zero chance, because there's a possibility that someone can say, hey, you can come stay in my RV for a few nights, and I could come do a short trip there. I don't know. Who knows? There's still a few months to go. My life can kind of change on a dime. Lisa's takes more planning, so we shall see. Juan says, please start a Hug Nation camp. Oh gosh, that is not not the direction that my thoughts are going to putting more energy into creating a camp. Although maybe in a few years, maybe if once I figure out who I am without these things, I will go, oh, I do. It feeds me to be a part of something in the desert. Who knows? 13th Crenshaw saying, no other festival compares. I totally agree. I'm not going to any other festivals either right now. I have no plans. I mean, I did Utopia. Did I do Utopia? Yes, I did. I did Utopia. That was the last thing I did. But I don't have plans for anything. Peter says, don't give up narcissism. Peter says, consider just you and Lisa in a tent. Don't tell anybody your address. Yeah. I mean, if I thought I could have a good time in a tent, I might do that. I mean, maybe I would do like I don't know how well a time I could have without access to air conditioning. I mean, last year you didn't need air conditioning, but I think every other year that I've gone, there's been stretches of time that would be quite challenging heat wise. Who knows? I mean, it's obviously people do it. They've been doing it for a long time, and I used to do it as well. I did tents for probably, how many years did I do a tent? Almost 10 years of tenting. Yeah. Who else has got some gratitude to share? Joya says, I am so grateful for the sun shining again today and grateful for the person I get to weather all of life with. Beautiful. All right. Crenshaw is a straight tenter. Nothing wrong with tenting. I find myself a little less resilient when it comes to weather and heat as I grow in age. But who knows? Who knows? I turn 53 next month. Woohoo! So I'm starting to definitely adjust my behavior and my choices and my activities in ways that have to take into account the frailties of my body. Not that I mean, it's like it's better now than it's going to be in 10 years, and better now than it's going to be in 20 years, but it is not as good as it was 10 years ago. Good morning, Carla. Carla says, I'm with you, John. I like my idea of camping is sleeping with the window open. I'm grateful I'm still singing. Performance tonight. Amazing. Have a beautiful night. Enjoy sharing your gifts with the world. That's awesome. Oh, happy to hear that. Isaac, good morning. Isaac says, I am grateful for a relaxing day in the middle of the craziest weekend of the year. When I was younger, I would have been in the middle of the festivities, but now I feel more content with a comfortable chair and a good book. I'm grateful for calming down. Nice. Is it a specific event that happens in Maine that you're talking about? Juan has a teardrop trailer with AC. Feel free to pick it up in Manteca, California. It's on your way to Sacramento. Really? So then I just got to get a truck. Well, that's amazing. You're not taking it? You take uh, Peter says that Mark Day and I could probably figure out a way to arrange some air conditioning. I don't know if being creative burners and manifesting air conditioning is the same thing. I mean, I think that like I think there are people who love me and I love that would say you can have come take a nap, in our cool area. I think that's possible. There's a lot. I mean, I've gotten soft over the years. Like I like bringing a lot of clothes. I love putting together outfits while I'm there, and I love. I- I've gotten used to a lot of amenities and things. So I don't know. I mean, when I think about it, it would be so fun to be there. But there's also a part of it of I'm not doing the drugs that I used to do, and Burning Man used to be a very uh, intoxicating um, place. There's lots of activities around being intoxicated and just having a drink here and having a drink there and having a little buzz as you do all the fun things. And I'm doing really good without being buzzed as I do my life. And uh, the combination of being someplace where I used to be buzzed all the time and the challenging environment and physical discomfort, that's like a little bit of a danger zone for me. Not that I think that I don't think that I would drink, but it used to be something like I don't want to set up this thing in the heat, but get a little buzz and it makes it fun. And there's something about the awareness of I know how to make this more fun, this thing that I'm not enjoying, but I'm not going to do that. It gets a little crunchy for me. Whereas I need, over time, I am learning that I can have fun anyways, or it's fun in different ways. But with the added thing of being trapped there, I can't just go home and watch TV and zone out if I have to be there in the heat with responsibilities. Like I have to do my shifts. I have to do stuff. I have to deal with everything. And without of the the soothing tools of my past, that adds to my reducing my desire to return. Um, Christopher is grateful. Says grateful I have options. This might be my last Burning Man for the foreseeable future. The world is a big place, and there's plenty to see while I am still ambulatory. So true. I wrote that thing last week about Turkey and my travel adventures in Turkey when I was early 20s. And it did make me think about traveling. Although it's it's a I've been re-listening to the book Sapiens, which is such a good book. Oh, so it's just just like makes you see the world and people differently. But the experience of traveling, even 30 years ago, is so different than now because most places in the world are connected to the internet, to global corporations, to a this capitalist Western culture. And so you can find, isolated places, but it takes work. And often you're there kind of as like, I mean, even doing a vacation or a travel trip to go to an off the beaten path place, you're then contributing to the changing of that place. And when I was like so much of the beauty of travel is being in a new place and having new awarenesses and new thoughts and I think that and being separated from your old life. And because of internet cafes and connected everywhere in the world, it is less accessible, those mind-opening experiences. Not to say that we shouldn't still travel the world, and you still, you know, there still is a different perspective, someone who is raised in another country versus the US, you know. So even if if you go to a McDonald's in Russia, you as you talk to people there and as you experience the way people are, it's so worth it. But it is not the same thing as being in a village where people are like, "What's psychology?" That was one of my experiences when I was in Turkey. Is we went to the school and they were teaching English in this class, and so they invited us into the class to talk to the students who are learning English, and they asked us who are we, what we do. I said I'm in school and college. What do you study? And I said psychology, and everyone's like psychology, huh? And the teacher's like, oh, psychology, yes, 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 and they're like, what is psychology? I've seen the word. What is psychology? And I was like, well, that's kind of like knowing that, sometimes you do something because you think like you're mad about something, but actually there are deep down reasons why you're actually mad. It's kind of trying to figure out that and deal with those deep down under feelings of your anger. And they were all looking at me like, what are you talking about? And I was like, oh my gosh, these people, they've never heard of Freud. They don't know the basic concepts that are behind psychology. And that was fascinating to me, And so that broad chasm between the way the world is in modern USA and the way the world is in modern Turkey, I'm guessing now that chasm is significantly reduced. But I'm saying that as someone who has not been to Turkey in 30 years, so don't listen to me. Peter is suggesting that Lisa could spend the day dripping ice cubes on you in your tent. That's a good point. In fact, maybe I should start a camp, and it will be fanning pink-haired people. At least, and it'll be just like people can come and they can make daiquiris and virgin daiquiris and grab a palm leaf and feed frozen grapes to anyone who's pink-haired that wants to just sit in the special fuzzy throne. That's a pretty good idea. I think about it. Good morning, Razorblade. Good morning to you, or good day where you are. Good morning, Faith in Key West. Hello. Faith is so grateful for the weather today. We have been blessed with a beautiful spring. I like that. Isaac is clarifying that the big event in Maine where he is the Reggae Weekend Festival. It's turned into a drunken stone shit show. Oh, I love this, Paul. Paul says, I'm grateful to support civil society and be in a position to pay taxes, even though I wish the way some was spent differently. Oh boy, what a conundrum that is. Like, yay, I'm so grateful that I have enough resources that I can contribute to social programs. And I'm an accomplice to all sorts of atrocities done in the name of defense of democracy. But yeah, I try to think about that with taxes. I wish we didn't get such a. Should I go here? I'll just say, I wish that our figureheads in our country would demonstrate the same civil behavior, the same understanding of civics, the same recognition of what a republic requires, and would happily and joyfully pay taxes to that system instead of role modeling if you're smart enough, you can get out of taxes that we see as a figurehead and then make everyone else feel like, well, kind of makes me feel stupid for paying my fair share. Okay, my apologies. And I'm grateful that no one would ever consider reelecting a figurehead that had an attitude like that. Whew. Um. Oh. Well, Juan, I will probably. We should be in touch. Thank you. Um. Peter says, consider going 2 days and 1 night. Limit the temptation at the crucible that is the Dionysian fire at Burning Man. And if I went, it would be more than that, because getting there in and out, that's like a day in at least. If I'm driving, it's like driving and entrance is 2 days. So if I'm going to spend 2 days getting in and out, then I'm probably going to spend 4 days there, maybe. And it's not like a crazy temptation, especially if I know I only have 4 days. If I have 10 days there, then it's like, it's hard to just like, so a shorter trip, maybe someone else tows the trailer in and I fly in. I don't know. But if I go midweek, then I don't have to deal with the massive entrance, the wait to leave. To get in. It's possible. Like I'm saying, it's possible. And I know, at least in San Diego, we have I think we all have a extension because of I think it was the floods and that we got an extension on our taxes. But still a good idea to try to get it done before, is it the 15th? Right? So that's 14th. Monday, I guess. Yeah. Or is it the 16th? No, I'm drawing. Just do your taxes, people, or file for an extension. Any more gratitudes before we go off into the world? I can say it is so nice to be back after being away for a few days, and I really felt a renewed commitment to this practice and of demonstrating and trying to promote gratitude and connection and love ambassadorship. So I encourage everyone to do the same and to keep joining me or continuing with your gratitude practice and being a love ambassador in the world. So with that, wherever you are, give yourself a big old hug. Appreciating this body, this moment, this ability to connect, this feeling of being part of the oneness, this shared human experience that we all have a different lens into. How wonderful it is to share it with one another. So let's take a deep breath in and feel connected to one another, squeezing one another. On behalf of Grandpa Caleb and all of you beautiful people, thank you for being here for this love morning. Have a wonderful Saturday.